the way that people react to the deaths as well, like it's just a normal any other Tuesday, pretty much. It's like
Well, there's the spectators and
oh,
cheerleaders. That leads into the next topic, which is these weird tonal jumps. One scene we have these very somber, awkward conversations between father and son who are trying, at least the father's trying to connect to the son, and the son is not having it, and the father doesn't know how to get through to the son. It's all very awkward and tedious. And then the next scene, somebody jumps into an electrified pool and turns into chunky salsa. And then a couple of scenes later, there's like a bus full of cheerleaders, and then a truck drives past them and decapitates all of them. And then literal death on a white horse rides past. I can deal with absurdity. I can deal with like shock moments, right? Mm. If it's done well, it can be really impactful. It can be very effective. Like the cheerleader thing, yes, that comments on this whole thing about how, society and media tends to make spectacle out of other people's suffering. But does it say anything and does it work? Because it's just weird. I don't think it really says anything other than, yes, some people will turn this into a spectacle, but it's a completely undeveloped idea, I think. Mm-hmm. It's just there. And then the fact that they get killed in a gruesome accident as they are celebrating other people's suffering. Like, I can see how that might be an idea at some point if you develop it, but I just don't think it was developed.
No, again, it felt like it was a bit half-baked.
All of the murders, right? All of the deaths. Like by themselves, they're kind of entertaining. Like especially the aunt whose hair is set on fire, and so she runs head first into the mailbox. That was like a cool shot. But let's like.
Do you know what the funniest one?
Yeah.
I was saying, do you know what the funniest one was? And it was one that we didn't even see. Was when the two boys were trying to test the monkey box to see if it was actually the cause of people dying around them. And as soon as they turn it, it just cuts the picture of the uncle. Like that was funny. That was funny for me.
They just seem like they come from a different movie, and they seem to be there just for the shock factor. Like that's why I called them trailer shots earlier. What you said earlier about how this whole thing about like violence just happens, right? Like sometimes you're in an accident or you're in the wrong place at the wrong time and your life just over. But actually, if you're gonna do that, shouldn't people just? I've never seen somebody die, but I imagine it's very boring. Like in the sense of just it's over. You know what I mean? Like this stuff happens from 1 second to the next. If you're gonna show the randomness and arbitrariness of suffering, shouldn't it be understated as opposed to so exaggerated?
You would think, and that's kind of like part of the problem that I had with the kills as well. Was because I felt like again when it first started off, it made a little bit more sense. Like the guy in the pawn shop at the start, and even like the mother's one was okay. Like that one was fine, but then again, like you were saying, it just became too much of a spectacle, and it felt like they were trying to like outdo themselves every single time that a kill was happening, and it's just like, okay, you kind of lost the point of what these kills were, maybe even meant to be in the particular story, and then it just became about, like you said, trying to like fill trailer shots, and they weren't thought of as to how it relates to the story, more how can we impress people with it, is what I'd say on it.